Stop reading books outside the Bible. That's how you become indoctrinated into false doctrines. John 14:26. Oh, the irony that cannot be lost on someone saying, don't read other books, that's how you become indoctrinated. Only read our book. That's not indoctrination. Special thank you to my YouTube members and patrons for supporting the channel and supporting my content. How's it going, everybody, and welcome back to another subreddit video. Today we're going to be taking a look at r/insanepeople Facebook. It has been a while since I took a look at this subreddit and I've kind of missed it. Now, before we begin, I promise you I have tried to find as many posts as possible that are not related to the American election. However, American elections are so pervasive that they are impossible to avoid. It makes up like 3/4 of Reddit, so there will be posts relating to that, and I apologize for that fact, but it's unavoidable. Also, quickly before we begin, I just wanted to mention that as always I will be live over at Twitch at 7 PM UK time as always, so come check that out if you want to see. Me and George will probably be playing Monster Hunter or something like that. It's always a good time, so do come check that out. Other than that, let's get into the subreddit, shall we? Dear Dr. Fauci, I'm still looking for you. Sincerely. I bet we find him. Yes. Hey Siri, what's the definition of a witch hunt? My phone just crashed. Hey Siri, what's the definition of a witch hunt?
Something went wrong. Please try again.
You're ruining my joke, Siri. Hey Siri, what's the definition of a witch hunt?
Witch hunt means a campaign directed against a person or group holding views considered unorthodox.
Thank you. It only took like 3 attempts. God damn it. Oh, but literally, this is just the hilarious thing is that the original post literally says Robert F. Kennedy Jr. parody, right? But then Rand Paul and Elon Musk responded to it like it's a real thing. They literally voted for tariffs to lower inflation. That's how fucking dumb they are. We don't import food. Yeah, America only imports 15% of its food. You know, between 1/6 to 1/7 of all of the food in America. That means that if you were to eat dinner every single day for a week, one of those meals, one dinner, would be imported. But no, America doesn't import food, and tariffs are gonna lower inflation. Taxing food, that's gonna lower the cost of food, right? Yeah! Yeah! Your body, my choice, forever. It's just disgusting, isn't it? Like, I didn't want to talk about the election too much, but it is hard to avoid because these are the kinds of voices that have been emboldened by this election. These are the kinds of voices that were screaming out the second the news of the election came out. Like, it baffles me that America would rather elect a rapist, con man, convicted felon over a black woman. Because that's the reason she lost, right? It's because she was a black woman. It really just baffles me. It really just baffles me. And the wild thing, the most hilarious thing, because the Trump supporters don't even seem happy about this victory. They seem angrier somehow. But the most hilarious thing about all of this, and the arrogance that Trump supporters have to be like, yeah, we're better, we were always better, is that this is the 3rd election that Donald Trump has participated in. And this is the 3rd election that Donald Trump has managed to not get the majority vote. He has never once won the majority vote. I think he ended on like 49%, but he's never once gotten the majority vote. How fucking embarrassing is that? He literally just wins because the election system is screwed and seats are all that matter. It's the same in Britain, but the fact that you can win an election and get less votes than your opponent, you know, like he did with Hillary Clinton, the fact that that can happen is insane. But his supporters act like he's the greatest president and he always has the most votes and more people always want Donald Trump to be president. He's not won a single majority vote. Valkyrie reveals she's bi, sharing that she lost her V-card to a girl when she was younger on her episode on Press-esque podcast. Valkyrie never came out as bisexual. She recounted a story where she was taken advantage of by a babysitter when she was 10 years old. The fact that anybody would try and twist a story like that into what this guy just said is actually insane. Like, I know we're on Insane People Facebook. I know that's the whole point of this subreddit, but God, I cannot understand. I cannot understand how he got there. Breaking. Rep Nancy Mace introduces measure to ban men from women's bathrooms on Capitol Hill. Sarah McBride, who is the first trans member of Congress, blasted the attempt as far-right extremism. Which one is the real woman? They both look like men. This really tells you the state of transvestigation and the state of this anti-trans brain rot. They're transvestigating their own transphobic politicians. Seriously. Transphobic politician passes transphobic policies. They both look like men. Oh, if that doesn't tell you absolutely everything you ever needed to hear about how stupid transphobia is, there it is. We meet in Washington if they cheat again. This also perfectly shows you the MAGA mentality of the election, because it's not like, you know, they win or we win. It's literally like, you know, flipping a coin and going, heads I win, tails you lose. That's their mentality. Either they win or the Democrats cheated. And also, they were saying this to, even Donald Trump was making claims about election fraud during the election, before the results had even come in, just in case they lost. Because it couldn't just be that they lost. No, it's either they win or we cheated. Those are the only two options to them. And it must be just such a blissful life to go through life believing you could never possibly be wrong, because either I'm right or you cheated. That's how I live my life. Like, no, you can lose. You could in fact lose. Donald Trump has lost the majority vote every time. Like, he hasn't won the majority vote once. So it wouldn't be insane. It wouldn't be a crazy election steal had he not won the election, because he's never won the majority vote a single time. Holy shit, how'd you get into Harvard? What, like it's hard? Disgusting whore, you should go to jail. Ah, the classic, a man who is intimidated by a woman who is more intelligent than him, and instead of accepting that fact, he would rather dehumanize her and strip her of her rights. Now, I'm about to flip a really common, like, alpha male mentality on its head, right? This might be controversial, but I'm gonna flip it on its head and just completely destroy this alpha male, like, dominant man mentality, okay? You ready for this? Strong men should not be scared of strong women. In fact, that should be the ideal. If you are really an alpha male, a strong woman shouldn't be a concern to you. But if you are only a dominant alpha male to weaker women, you're not a dominant alpha male. I think you misunderstand what that term means. Margot Robbie has welcomed her first child, a boy, People reports. Girls, we lost. Can't believe she became a boy mom. A tragedy. Boy mom is more of a mindset beyond being a mother of a boy, even though I would abort. But it's simply not fair that a male gets to grow and say his mother is Barbie. Like, he's not going to appreciate that in the way a girl would. It's such a waste. True, we aren't sure how she necessarily feels about mothering a boy. I would say she could try again for a girl, but I would never want to subject a little girl to having an older brother. Real. There's still time. Sometimes they have cot death. Yeah, you just need to die. The baby boy first. I really hope that this is just like Russian troll farms. You know, I really hope that I can believe in the dead internet theory right now, because I just don't want to believe that there are actually people that think like this. I mean, I'm sure there are, and that fact is sad, but I just don't want to believe it. I would rather believe that this is just Russian bot farms, which is like 90% of Twitter, you know? I'm just gonna live believing that, because I don't want to believe that these kinds of people exist. She wants tampons in all bathrooms for kids of all ages. The Dems dream that all girls will have used 20,000 tampons by the time they're 18, so there will be no purity anymore, and even the loose women will be treated as normal. It's sick. This is why we need sex education taught in schools, because people like this exist and breed. These are the kinds of people that would stomp down and throw a tantrum the the second someone suggests teaching sex education in schools because they don't want their views challenged, right? They don't care if what they say is incorrect because it's what they say. They would rather maintain their incorrect views and have children that they then push these incorrect views onto than actually learn and let their children learn and be smarter than they are. But it is so important to have a proper education system that actually teaches you things, because otherwise you'll end up like this man who thinks that tampons are going to somehow ruin women's purity. The Statue of Liberty is not a woman. Transphobia is a mental disorder, because what do you mean they're transvestigating the Statue of Liberty? That's the point we've gotten to. I was talking about it before, but it is literally just such a brain rot mentality. Like, the Statue of fucking Liberty, not only is it not a real person, but it's like a huge symbol in the United States of America, right? It's a huge symbol for them. And now that I can't do this. Oh God. And the final post. Are there any Holocaust survivors who can vouch that Hitler was an actual person with flesh and blood and not just a belief system? It should go without saying that Hitler was a real person. His existence should not be predicted on whether or not a victim of the Holocaust had a personal interaction with him. But if evidence is needed, in 1938, former US President Herbert Hoover met with Hitler. Yeah, and we have videos of him talking. He hosted the Olympics and was there. Hundreds of thousands of people saw him. Huh? What? Oh. Holocaust deniers is also another level of brain rot. You know, Holocaust deniers and transphobes and transvestigators, they're two levels of brain rot. And weirdly, also, there's a lot of overlap with the people. It's lead, right? It's lead in petrol, it's lead in paint, it's lead in the food. I can't think of any other reason. That or it's the fungus on the walls. You know what I'm talking about. But that is where I'm going to end the video, everybody. I hope you have enjoyed. Oh boy. As always, if you would like to support me in making more content like this, then I have a Patreon in the description down below, or you can click on that join button on the channel to support me. It helps a lot more than you might realize, but by no means should you feel like you have to. I'm going to keep making content regardless, but it genuinely does help. Like, to an extent, the videos like this have a chance of getting demonetized just because of the subjects, so having that extra level of support makes up such a substantial and consistent part of my income, so it genuinely helps. A massive special thank you to all of the people that do support me. As I've just said, it helps a huge amount. All of your names are up on screen. I can't talk. It genuinely helps so much for maintaining a consistent income through this channel, so genuinely thank you to everybody that does. Other than that, thank you so much for watching, everybody. I hope you have enjoyed, and as always, I will see you in the next video. Peace out.